Well, Patrick, you know what the show today is going to be about. Interest rates, baby. We are talking interest rates because it finally happened. A quarter point interest rate drops. And my question for you, and I just want to start with the biggest question, and I have so many questions around interest rates, but the first one is, do you think this is the beginning of the gates opening? Like, are the floodgates opening because of this interest rate drop of a quarter point, which was announced last week? What do you think?
Well, there's two things. Number one, I was wrong. There was an actual rate decrease.
Oh,
My call was no rate decreases, maybe even for 2024. So I was wrong. I know you wanted to say it first.
I wasn't even going to say it. I wasn't even going to say it, but now I'm going to say, yes, you were wrong, and I was right.
And I'm happy to be wrong, but I don't think it makes a big difference. Does the floodgates open? No.
Are you sure though? Because look at this chart. Look at this guy. This is a keyboard warrior. No, I don't know Robert. I don't know where. I don't even know Robert. But he posted this very interesting chart that shows how much listings are up since the rate cut already. Listings have definitely gone above, considerably above their kind of top end of the range. So, are you sure this is not the beginning of?
This is one side of the equation. So the floodgate of sellers, yeah, apparently it opened up. Everybody is hoping that with that decrease, that quarter point decrease, now my house will sell for more than I paid for it. The floodgate of buyers, well, not so much.
Not so much. Well, we'll see, but it is very, very interesting. And I want to dig into all parts of interest rates because this is the beginning of something. Finally, I think it is the beginning of the cycle changing. We've been calling the bottom of the cycle for a while. Back in the day, Patrick, remember, and people could go back, and I encourage people to go back because we called and you called and we both called the top of the market, and we did it really, really, really well. And I've been yelling from the rooftops now for many, many months saying that we are damn close to the bottom and people should stop trying to time the market perfectly because I think we're close to the bottom. I think this is the last indicator I needed to see in order to call the bottom from my perspective. But you're right. The floodgates didn't necessarily open today, but real estate's a slow moving industry. So I'm curious to see what happens in the next 2 weeks, 2 months, 4 months, 6 months. It's going to be very interesting.
Well, it's still regional, and we always have to go back to the regionality of all of it. But to your point, depending on the region, depending on property type, yes, this is in fact going to be a shift in some markets as to where the cycle is going, where it's heading. And I'll say this, is that for investors, this is the time. It has been the time, but more and more is escalating. Get prepared, start hunting. There's deals out there. If you like what you learned here, go to the description below and subscribe for our free Insiders newsletter, where you can also stay up to date for our upcoming events and our courses.